I thank the ranking member of the committee very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to offer 4 elegant, simple, straightforward reasons why it is so critically important that the U.S. Congress reauthorize the Export-Import Bank prior to its expiration on October 1st, and they are simply as follows. The Export-Import Bank creates jobs, it helps small businesses, it promotes fiscal responsibility, and it advances economic growth. With respect to jobs, it's already been cited that in the last 5 years alone, the Export-Import Bank is responsible for the creation of over 1 million jobs, 205,000 jobs in just the last year. But here's what's not been said. Export-related jobs in America pay 13 to 18% more than non-export jobs. So it doesn't just create jobs, it creates good jobs. And it helps small businesses. 90% nearly of all transactions of the Export-Import Bank are with small businesses. And to put a fine point on that, last year, it was 3,413 small businesses. Businesses like Pexco in Fife, Washington, which makes traffic signs to promote safety during construction, recently sold $125,000, a small order by any measure, to the Netherlands, I think it was. Only one entity would guarantee payment because no one else could collect across international borders. And that entity, of course, was the Export-Import Bank. Stack, another veteran-owned business in Sumner, 8 employees. They do exporting. They're going to hire 3 new employees on the basis of their international sales. But you know what is incredibly frustrating for somebody who comes from the private sector? Is, frankly, the woeful deficiency in understanding, because the small business support that the Export-Import Bank provides does not stop with direct loans and loan guarantees to small businesses, because big businesses buy goods and services from small businesses as well. The greatest airplane maker in the world, Boeing Airplanes, uses 15,000 businesses in their supply chain, and 6,600 of them are small businesses. I was recently on an Alaska flight from SeaTac to National Airport in Washington, D.C., and a friend of mine named Eric Hahn, who works at General Plastics in South Tacoma, was sitting just a couple seats behind me. As everybody was gathering on the plane and shoving their luggage up above and getting seated, Eric jumped up and he said, Denny, you see this? You see this? And he was pointing at the plastic between the 2 overhead bins. He said, we made that. We made that. General Plastics has 185 employees, another small business. The Export-Import Bank promotes fiscal responsibility. It's been more than a generation since there was any red penny supporting or subsidizing the Export-Import Bank in the wake of reforms adopted during the Reagan years. Indeed, last October, more than $1 billion transferred to the U.S. Treasury. If we deauthorize the Export-Import Bank, our deficit's going up. Who wants that to happen? And finally, the Export-Import Bank promotes economic growth. Let me give you a series of facts. We cannot change these facts by wishing them away. Fact number 1, 95% of the consumers in the world live outside our borders. 95% plus, actually. Another fact, since 1980, global trade has increased something like 5-fold. 5-fold. And let me give you another fact. If we in America want to keep our middle class, we better learn how to sell to the growing middle class throughout the world. And the Export-Import Bank is an outstanding tool to do that. You know, America's economy is projected to grow by only about 2.4% a year over the next 10 years. And you know what the shame of that is? The shame of that is it's not fast enough to absorb even the kids coming out of high schools and post-secondary education and colleges. We simply have to grow this economy faster. And there is no better way than to participate in the exploding global economy. Every developed nation on the face of the planet has an export credit authority. And in fact, about 60 in all. Theirs are larger than ours, either in absolute dollars or in terms of a percentage of their gross domestic product. Why? Why would we unilaterally disarm? Why would we unilaterally disarm? Finally, let me say this. Right now, tonight, as we sit, as we speak, the people of China are pouring billions of dollars into the development of a commercial aircraft. They call it the C919. They say it'll be available for sale within 2 years. Frankly, I think it's going to be longer than that. It'll be 3 or 4 or 5. But whenever it is, they're going to create even more fierce competition for an industry that is a bulwark of America's manufacturing base. A bulwark. And what about China's Export Credit Authority? It's 6 times larger in absolute dollars than America's. And as a percentage of GDP, it's 35 times larger. So, I ask the members of the House, let us not wake up 63 days from now with no Export Credit Authority. This is the 16th time by my count we've reauthorized the bank. Almost every time by virtually unanimous support. And there are more than 300 votes on this floor to pass it, if they will but bring it to a vote. In the name of jobs, in the name of small businesses, and in the name of fiscal responsibility, and in the name of economic growth, let us reauthorize the Export-Import Bank. Thank you very much, and I yield back the balance of my time.